There's a shipwreck off the coast of Greece that's been underwater for 300 years. The ship is gone, rotted away. But the anchor is still there, still holding on to nothing, still chained to the bottom of the sea. This is the story of a man who learned he'd been carrying an anchor for 20 years, and the day he finally let it go. His name was Michael. Michael was 43 years old, and he was drowning in a life that looked fine from the outside. Good job, nice house, respected in his community. But inside, Michael was underwater. He'd been holding his breath for so long he'd forgotten what it felt like to breathe freely. He woke up every morning with a weight on his chest. Not physical, but real. A heaviness that made every step feel like walking through water. He was tired all the time. Not sleepy tired, soul tired. The kind of tired that sleep doesn't fix. His wife noticed. "You're here, but you're not here," she said one night, over a dinner neither of them was eating. "It's like you're haunted by something." "What are you carrying, Michael?" He wanted to tell her, but he didn't have words for it. Just a feeling like he was dragging something heavy behind him. Something he'd been dragging for so long he couldn't remember what life felt like without it. The dream came on a Tuesday night. Michael was in the ocean, swimming toward shore, but he couldn't move forward. Something was pulling him down. He looked behind him and saw a chain wrapped around his ankle. The chain led down into dark water, down to an anchor the size of a car. He tried to unwrap the chain. It wouldn't budge. He tried to swim harder. The anchor pulled him deeper. He woke up gasping, his heart racing, sweat soaking through his shirt. The next morning, Michael called his father. They hadn't spoken in 6 months. They never fought. They just drifted, the way people do when they're both avoiding the same thing. "Dad," Michael said, "do you remember that night when I was 17? The silence on the phone was heavy. "Yes," his father said finally. "I remember." Michael was 17 when he fell asleep at the wheel, just for a second. 1 second of tired eyes closing, and in that second, he hit another car. The driver survived, broken ribs, shattered arm. 6 months of recovery, but survived. Michael was arrested. Reckless driving. His father paid for lawyers, paid for the settlement, paid to make it disappear from public record. Michael got community service, a suspended license, a second chance, but he never gave himself one. "I never forgave myself," Michael said into the phone. "For 26 years, Dad, I've been punishing myself. I don't let myself rest because I think I don't deserve rest. I don't let myself be happy because how can I be happy when I hurt someone? I've been carrying this every single day, and I don't know how to put it down." His father was quiet for a long time. Then he said something Michael never expected. "I know. I've been carrying it too." "What do you mean?" Michael asked. "I've blamed myself," his father said, voice cracking. "For not teaching you better, for letting you drive that tired, for not being a better father. I paid the money and fixed the legal problem, but I never fixed us. I never told you that you were 17, that you made a mistake. That one mistake doesn't define your whole life. I let you carry that guilt because I was carrying it myself, and we both drowned quietly. Together. Apart, Michael felt something break open in his chest. 26 years. They'd both been chained to the same anchor, neither knowing the other was drowning too. "I forgive you," Michael whispered, "and I need you to forgive me. Not because I deserve it, but because I can't carry this anymore. I'm tired, Dad. I'm so tired." "You're forgiven," his father said. "You've been forgiven for 26 years. You just didn't believe it." After the call, Michael drove. He didn't know where he was going until he arrived. The beach, the same beach he used to visit as a kid. Before the accident, before the anchor, he walked to the edge of the water and stood there, waves lapping at his shoes. He thought about the man he'd hurt all those years ago. A man whose name he knew but never spoke. A man who'd healed, moved on, lived his life, while Michael stayed frozen at 17, replaying 1 second over and over. He pulled out his phone, and did something terrifying. He found the man on social media, sent a message. Simple, honest, terrified. My name is Michael. 26 years ago, I hit your car. I was 17 and I fell asleep at the wheel. I've carried the guilt every day since. I'm not asking you to forgive me. I'm just asking if you're okay. I need to know that you're okay. He sent it before he could change his mind. Then he sat on the sand and waited. Waited for anger, for rejection, for confirmation that he was unforgivable. The response came 3 hours later. Michael, I'm okay. I've been okay for 26 years. Broken bones. I have a wife, 3 kids, a good life. I forgave you the day I left the hospital. I never thought about you again until today. I'm sorry you've been carrying this. You were a kid who made a mistake. Let it go. I did. Michael read it 5 times, 10 times, 20. The man had moved on, had lived, had forgiven him before Michael even knew forgiveness was possible. And Michael had stayed chained to a moment the other person had released decades ago. He stood up and walked into the water. Not to swim, just to stand. And for the first time, he reached down and unwrapped it. Not literally. You can't literally unwrap guilt. But he chose to release it. He chose to believe he'd suffered enough. That 26 years of self-punishment was enough. The chain fell away. Not instantly. Not completely. It just sits at the bottom of the ocean, holding on to nothing. Your guilt was supposed to teach you, to make you careful, to make you better. But at some point, it stopped serving you and started drowning you. Time to choose forgiveness, not because you're perfect, but because you're human. You think the anchor keeps you grounded? It doesn't. It keeps you drowning. You think letting go means not caring. It dueste. It means finally caring enough about your own life to live it. So reach down and feel the weight you've been carrying. Name it. Thank it for teaching you, and then, with every ounce of courage you have left, let it go. Unwrap the chain, release the anchor, watch it sink. You are not your worst moment. You are not your biggest mistake. You are not the thing you can't forgive yourself for. You are a person who did something wrong and has spent enough time in penance. You are allowed to surface. You are allowed to breathe. You are allowed to swim toward shore without drowning in guilt. The anchor only has power if you keep holding it, and you've held it long enough. 26 years, 26 days. However long you've been underwater, it's enough. Let go. The ocean will take it. The depths will keep it, and you will finally be free to swim.